Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to cut through the noise, get right to the heart of things that matter. And today, while we're diving deep into something that really touches all of us in this rapidly changing world, it's a world being totally reshaped by technology like never before. We're talking AI, automation, digital connection, everywhere. But the big question, the one we're really grappling with today is, with all this tech, what's actually happening to the human spirit? Why are things like mental health crises, that sort of existential confusion, why does that seem to be rising right alongside all these technological leaps? So our deep dive today, it pulls from a really compelling source, one that offers a, I think, unique angle on this whole modern problem. Our mission, really, is to unpack its central argument that humanity is basically at a crossroads. And it needs something much deeper than just machines to truly heal society.
Right. And this dive isn't just about, tracking technological progress. Our source really pushes us to fundamentally reassess what human value and purpose even mean now in a world where everything's shifting so fast. We're going to explore a pretty provocative idea about where humanity might be heading next, evolutionarily speaking.
Okay, so let's start there. How has humanity typically measured its own worth? And how has that idea of human value shifted over time, especially, with technology coming into the picture more and more?
Yeah, it's a fascinating progression the source lays out. Think about the industrial age first. That period, it saw the rise of machines, right? And that fundamentally knocked physical strength off its pedestal as the main measure of a person's value, particularly for men historically. For centuries, physical work, muscle, that was highly valued. People found their worth in what they could physically do. But then machines started doing those jobs, and lots of workers, they struggled to adapt. It wasn't just about strength anymore. And you also saw, people of all genders operating these new machines perfectly well. It just proved physical strength wasn't the only benchmark. Then after that, you get the Enlightenment, a really significant shift. Suddenly, it's education, intellect that's being worshipped. Knowledge was seen as the ultimate tool. The educated elite. They climbed to the top spots in society. Reason, science, critical thinking that was celebrated above almost everything else. And often that left very little space for the intuitive, the spiritual, the unseen parts of being human. If you were educated, you had status. If not, well. And that brings us right up to now, the AI age. With artificial intelligence arriving, the whole landscape, it's shifted again, massively. Now the value of both physical strength and formal education, it's arguably diminished quite a bit. Machines can do heavy lifting, and they can perform complex intellectual tasks. Sometimes they even outperform us. So that raises this really crucial question for all of us, for you listening. In this digital age, what's the unique value a human being offers? What's actually left for us individuals when machines can do so much?
Right. If machines are handling the brawn and increasingly the brain, it does make you wonder what is left. So what does this source say? What's the indispensable human thing it points to? It offers a really thought-provoking answer to these modern issues, the depression, the mental health stuff, the feeling lost. It claims the solution is something AI just can't replicate, something the digital world can't touch.
Exactly. The source's core argument is that the answer is spiritual. It suggests humanity's next big evolutionary step has to be a spiritual one. It calls it an
Age of spiritual intelligence. In this era, it's not about worshiping machines or even human intellect anymore. It's about reconnecting with the consciousness that's already.
And the source we're looking at today, it actually credits a group called the Brotherhood with teaching that this move, this transition to a spiritual age, isn't just important, it's inevitable. The argument is that for way too long, our structures like education, laws, society itself, they've focused almost purely on the material and the intellectual.
And so the source gives a clear call to action. It says we have to turn inward. We need to start tapping into, it says, the vast intelligence of the soul, heart, and collective consciousness. And there's a warning attached. It's pretty stark. Without this kind of spiritual awakening, we risk society fragmenting even more, deepening mental health crises, and ultimately societal breakdown. So this isn't just about personal self-help. The source argues it's about rebuilding our collective foundations, steering away from this path of isolation and despair towards something, healthier, genuine well-being for everyone.
Yeah, and to really drive that point home, our source includes this powerful quote. It's from someone identified as Grandmaster Waxira, and the quote is, "The true intelligence is not found in machines, but in the heart of the human being. It is through reconnecting with this higher intelligence that humanity will find peace, unity, and purpose." Powerful words.
Very. So To kind of wrap up the source's main message, our survival, our ability to flourish as a species, it doesn't actually depend on how clever our tech gets. Instead, it depends on our ability to wake up to
Who we really are, our true nature, and understand our place in this huge, intelligent universe. And what that means, practically, is prioritizing spiritual development. For individuals, sure, but
So what's the takeaway here for us, for you listening? We've explored this really compelling perspective, right? It charts human evolution, moving from valuing physical strength, then intellect, and now potentially needing to value spiritual intelligence. Especially with AI becoming so dominant, it's a striking reminder, like our source suggests, that maybe with all our incredible technological progress, the deepest answers aren't out there in what we build. Maybe they're, inside us, in how we cultivate our inner world. It really makes you stop and think.
it really does. It's this compelling idea that, yeah, amidst all the advanced tech, some sources are pointing elsewhere, saying the solutions to our biggest modern challenges, mental health, feeling lost, they might lie in these realms that AI simply can't access, ever.
So it leaves us with this question, maybe the big question from today's deep dive. What would it genuinely mean for our society if, like Grandmaster Waxira suggests, the heart of the human being, if that became the ultimate measure of intelligence, the ultimate measure of value, especially in a world increasingly dominated by AI? Just think about that for a moment.